Okay, I'm sitting here with former leader of the National Party, former Deputy Prime Minister, Ambassador to the Holy See, Tim Fischer, who's here today in his capacity as an author. So welcome to Shearer's, Tim.
Greetings, Mark. Nice to be at Shearer's in Leichhardt. We're a good team and a good launch of Trains Unlimited in the 21st century.
Excellent. So why trains? What's the fascination?
Because the 21st century is going to see the world swing back to rail with a vengeance. Congestion reasons, environmental reasons, freight could be moved more efficiently by rail and road or sea, and step by step. I think we're realising this. Europe is with high-speed rail, America with freight rail, and Australia does some things well, but does other things zero high-speed rail in Australia. We've got to look at that.
Well, the Chinese are certainly leading by example there with their massive...
Yeah, expanding rapidly. They've had an accident. Shinkansen, since 1964 in Japan, has been operating. High-speed rail, bullet trains in Japan. 0 fatalities, even though it operates in earthquake zones. This is not rocket science. This is now old genre rail, if you like, but operating at average speed of 282 kilometres an hour. You drop below 3 hours, Melbourne-Sydney. The moment you drop below 3 hours, Melbourne-Sydney, you become very competitive with air, with all other alternatives. And likewise, it'll be about 3 hours, 50 minutes from Sydney to Brisbane.
Cool. So what's your favourite rail journey in the world?
Well, the Firefly at Didcot is a 7-foot gauge, the old Brunel Great Western Railway. It began in Australia, Adelaide to Darwin, very resting, very restful. Stop at Alice for a few hours and a stop at the Catherine River Gorge. It's splendid. And I rate it as the number 7 best rail experience in the world.
Number 7?
Number 7.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But the manuscript has been cleared by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and by ASIO. And I'm on leave from DFAT for this period. I hasten to add, or I get sacked. But part of the proceeds of the author's royalties will go to charity, including Caritas Internationalis, and to rail heritage organisations. And I'm looking forward to helping and giving something back in the process of what's shaping to be a very successful book.
I wanted to ask you about your work in the Holy See as the ambassador. I understand that you recently managed to get something called the Caritas Express to run.
I acted as a catalyst with a good friend Luigi Cantamessa, who's in the book as one of the photo captions, and with Roberto Vitello, Monsignor in Caritas Internationalis, and we came together as a threesome to say this has got to be able to be done. Went and saw the chief station master, Cardinal Loyola, the controller of the Pope's platform. He said, "You have my support." It took us about 9 months to pull it all together, all the same. And the funds went to earthquake appeals through Caritas Internationalis. Splendid Saturday morning. Steam train arrived right on 8:10. We steamed out at 10 a.m. for Orvieto, about an hour to the north of Rome. Smoke everywhere. Cars stopping and looking, could not believe when the steam train shot out of the Vatican wall, out of the Vatican gardens across to the Italian network. And we had a fun day and a splendid day.
There's something to be said for the romance of rail, I guess, in all of that.
Romance as well as the very real role of rail going forward. Iron ore, coal, the only way to move that efficiently and effectively is, of course, by rail.
Excellent. And last question I'll ask, because we're in Sydney and we're talking about trains, you have to ask, what advice would you give to City Rail management?
Well, northwest and southwest heavy rail links are required, and one or two other links as well, but I can't sort of dwell until I step down as ambassador on too much detail, other than to say there's surplus capacity at Sydney Central, there's surplus platform capacity, there's the unused platforms 26 and 27 underground never have seen a train. There's every potential and possibility that Sydney Central will enter a new phase of being the national hub of high-speed rail, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Excellent. Tim Fischer, thank you for talking with us.
Greetings, Mark. All the very best to Shearer's. Arrivederci.
Thank you.
Lovely, thank you.